I call this regular meeting of the Village of Villa Park Planning and Zoning Commission to order. Roll call, Calvert.
Here.
Hofstra.
Here.
Jackson. Lemieux.
Here.
Ludke.
Here.
Orlowski.
Here.
Romano. Shalinski.
Here.
I too am present. With that, we have quorum. First item of business would be approval of the minutes of September 12th, 2024 and November 14th, 2024. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Motion seconded. Any questions, comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the minutes are approved. While we have the minutes up, kind of for discussion real quick, would it be possible for staff to just pass those on to the village board once they're approved? Great. Because I know we didn't, these are probably our first formally approved minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, thanks. All right, so, new business, we have public hearing, PZ 2422 for 340 South Wisconsin Avenue. It's a variation, petitioner and Pettinger? Pettinger? All right, anybody who's going to speak tonight, I ask you stand, right, raise your right hand, we'll get you sworn in real quick all at once. If you think you might stand, just, then I won't have to swear you in later. Right. Right, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in these proceedings is the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, first, we'll start with staff presentation whenever you're ready.
Tonight, the application is for a variation for a request for a deck in the front yard setback. I'll go over a summary of their request, allow for any additional comments by the petitioner, allow for clarifying questions from the commission, returning for a public hearing, and then commission discussion and motion if appropriate. The petition tonight is for a deck that would be in the front yard of the lot. The home is zoned RS-7.5 and would require a 30-foot setback. The current home is set back 32.17 feet. The applicant previously received a permit for siding and as such removed the existing deck, which was 6 feet in depth, to replace all of the siding surrounding the home with a permit. And then tonight is requesting a new deck that would be 6 feet in depth on the front of the home. That would extend into the front yard setback by 3.83 feet. The new proposal would feature the deck extending across the entire front of the home. Decks do not have a maximum area permitted by code. This proposal does not include a roof. However, if this proposal did include a roof, this would have been permitted by right without needing to come before you for a variation tonight. Their proposed lot coverage does comply with code. Just a couple other notes. The zoning code does not define steps or stairways within our code. The IRC requires that landings be at least 36 inches and would include the stairway portion. So there's a different definition in how it's treated between our zoning code and the IRC. A deck would be permitted in the front yard, just not in the front yard setback. So based on the existing home setback, the permitted deck in this situation would be 2.17 feet. As we all know, that's not a
deck.
large enough area to act as a landing. So the deck goes across, extends from the front of the home 6 feet, goes across the entire frontage of the home, and then the staircase would extend to the east out into the yard. The stairway is permitted. That can be in the front yard setback. And just for additional information, this is a close-up of the proposal on the left, a plan view of the proposed deck and staircase on the upper right, and then the applicant provided a rendering of what that deck would look like with the staircase, which was requested by a commissioner to show those railings as well. The standards that you would be reviewing the variation on tonight are shown on the screen. As noted, we will hold a public hearing for any public comments, and then staff has prepared a sample motion if the commission feels it is appropriate. With that, staff or the petitioner are available to answer any additional questions.
All right. Does the petitioner have anything they want to add to that, or? Could you come up here real quick and just state your name?
I'm
Thanks.
Ann Pettinger. I'm the petitioner. I think that's a very thorough and accurate presentation of what we're trying to do. There is another house down the street, like 3 houses down, that has a very similar deck on the front. I think that it would add a lot of curb appeal to the property and generally improve the neighborhood overall.
Okay, thank you. All right, anyone from the public wishing to speak on this item? Questions, comments from the public? Okay, seeing none, questions from the commission?
For the petitioner?
For the petitioner, for staff?
No, it seems like this is now a third recent project that we've had that sort of comes across this sort of issue. I would assume that maybe there's some consideration of making some maybe text amendment to address something, clear up some definitions maybe, or add some definitions. Is there any considerations on staff's part at this point in time?
As noted, this is several requests now that have been similar, so we would be happy to look into a text amendment to address this in the
Right.
future.
To piggyback that, and this is something I mentioned a couple meetings ago, I fully support addressing this by a text amendment, but I also would be very supportive of allowing staff to take care of these types of requests through administrative review. Question for the petitioner. Given that this is a rendering of the proposal, just for my own edification, how are you currently accessing the door?
We have temporary stairs and they are janky at best.
Okay. Second and final question. When you pulled the permit for the siding and accomplished that project, is the siding currently down to the grade of the ground?
It is.
Okay. Thank you. That's all.
Any other questions or discussion?
Is this rendering correct also with the finishing from the deck to the ground?
It's a proposed finishing. We haven't finalized that. It will be enclosed to deter pests from moving in. I know that Villa Park has lots of squirrels and raccoons and skunks, and we don't want to be a house for them.
And what you've done to the house so far looks very nice.
Thank you.
Questions or comments down here?
Yeah, just one comment, and I spoke with Mark about that. It seems that there is a precedent set on the block, as a homeowner stated, and there's actually 3 homes that are similar to this, so it's there's a consistency in this neighborhood. I do, and it does make the property look more attractive. The 3 homes I noted that had similar construction were 322, 352, and 356. They're all very, very close. So as far as I could see, this will be an improvement to the property, and it'll be very consistent with the architectural elements on the whole block. It will be an improvement.
One minor point I'd want to make, based on your comment of using the word precedent, is that variations can't set precedents for each other. Each one is unique, just clarifying that for
Okay.
the record.
Thank you.
Sure, I mean, you could consider the context and the individual case, but just a little legal thing. Each one is unique and has to stand on its own.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions or discussion? Nope. If there's nothing else, then we'd entertain a motion.
I Make a motion to recommend approval of PZ 2422 for a variation for a deck within the front yard setback as shown in Exhibit A located at 340 South Wisconsin Avenue.
All right, there's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Questions or comments on the motion? All right, so the motion is to approve, or to recommend approval of the petition. Roll call, Calvert,
Yes.
Hofstra,
Yes.
Lemieux,
Yes.
Ludke,
Yes.
Orlowski,
Yes.
Shalinski.
Yes.
I too vote yes, and our recommendation will pass to the village board, and they have the final say on the matter. So, good luck. Thank you. Okay, so moving on, public comments on non-agenda items. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on non-agenda items? All right, don't see anyone. Any comments from staff this evening on anything upcoming or exciting news we haven't heard about, or?
Our January agenda, we're still seeing if there is an agenda item. If the meeting is canceled, we will let you know in advance.
Sounds good. Good. Any comments from the commission?
I got a couple.
All right.
Actually, it was on this issue tonight. I was the commissioner that requested some kind of a drawing, only because what was on here was basically a parts list. And whenever we're doing this, we need some kind of information of what we're taking a vote on, and something that we can put on file as far as what we're looking at. If we wouldn't have had a pictorial or something that describes or shows what we were here for tonight, I don't know what we would be voting on, other than a parts list. So in the future, because this has come up a couple times, we need to make sure that we have all the documentation that we need, as far as what we're looking at and what we're going to be voting on.
Yeah, and Mike and I have been up here for a while, so we've been through some stuff together. Trauma bonding, I think they call it. But we went through a phase where we got quite a few packets that were rather incomplete. And I mean, that's before
Nap-
this. This is
right.
years ago, but
Napkins.
not scaled drawings on napkins for special, basically for special uses and stuff. So that's, I didn't necessarily see this from this packet, but more information is better than less, which we've seen in the distant past. So anything else? All right, well, happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the new year, maybe January, maybe February.
Right.
All right, thanks. Motion to adjourn?
So make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.